Hey guys, it's Dustin. So we're going to start out this video with Gotham, Season 3, Episode 6, entitled Follow the White Rabbit. Very heavily influenced now with the Mad Hatter taken on as the big bad villain so far of Season 3. Not really too many Easter eggs I really picked up on in this one, but there was definitely some WTF moments that we are going to cover. Like I said, everyone's going to be a little bit different as far as what they thought was, like a whoa, what the heck's going on type moment. These are just my WTF moments, what I thought was a little strange, a little awkward, particularly one part we're going to focus on that was very, very awkward for me to see, but I kind of see where the showrunners are going to be going with it. So, spoilers for anybody who has not seen Season 3, Episode 6, Follow the White Rabbit. Go watch that episode, then come back to this video. We are probably going to get in, obviously, some spoiler territory because I'm going to quick do a little recap of what happened on Season 3, Episode 6 of Gotham. So here we go. Basically, we start out opening up. Jervis Tetch, the Mad Hatter, has kidnapped a random bride and a groom in their limo when they're trying to get to the reception, and he's obviously not going to take them there. We find out that he's using these people to get at James Gordon. We have no idea if they're linked to Gordon somehow or what. Turns out they are not linked to Gordon, and we're going to touch base on that in a little bit. Next, we have Oswald in his mansion, in his mayor mansion, talking to his maid or housekeeper, female housekeeper. She doesn't really speak English at all, and Oswald does note that to her, that she needs to learn how to speak the language if she's going to be helping him out. But he does something very strange that I'm not used to seeing Penguin do. He pronounces his love for Edward Nygma. I'm all for it. I mean, I'm not against anything like that whatsoever, but to see Penguin do that, a huge character in the Batman universe, I'm not too keen on seeing him do this. I'm not 100% sure if he's ever portrayed these traits in the comics. Honestly, I don't ever think he has, but the show's kind of going with that right now. Next, we get Tetch, who puts Gordon on a game path. He gets in touch with James Gordon, tells him what's going on. He wants to put him on the path of a game, and Gordon is not buying it. But he does end up showing up because the married couple is at the top of a bridge, going to jump. Jervis Tetch is right next to him. Then there's a young boy who was also in that limo in the beginning of this episode with Jervis Tetch, and he's on the street. Basically, a truck driven by one of Jervis Tetch's goons is coming at the young boy, and in 30 seconds, the couple up on the bridge are going to jump to their deaths. Gordon can only save one. So obviously, being James Gordon who he is, he obviously opts to save the young boy. And in doing so, the couple does die. But this then also kind of leads to Tetch giving him another clue of something that's going on, a bigger picture. And when Gordon hears this, he goes to the club owned by Barbara Keene, and Tabitha is there as well, and he just goes through a rampage trying to get Barbara to listen to him and give him some information. Was Jervis Tetch there? Did he say anything? What is he looking for? And we find out that Tetch was there, asking about Gordon's job, asking about Gordon's usual daily activities, asking about his love life, and Barbara, being the person she is now, told Tetch all of this information, and now we get the bigger picture of what is going on. Not one, but two of Gordon's women in his life are being used against him. And basically, this is going to be the big part of the episode right here. Also then, we do have Captain Barnes as he's interrogating this albino guy who was giving Gordon a message that led him to the bridge and led him to that boy. And this guy is obviously hypnotized, but he's very albino, white hair, very, very white skin, and he keeps repeating, James Gordon, I have a message for you. James Gordon, I have a message for you. And Barnes gets very fed up by this and very angry. You start to see the veins popping out from the blood that dropped in his eye in the past two episodes, I should say. And now we see that his strength is coming in as part of what's transforming him. Obviously, he does not have the crutches anymore. And when you look at the metal chair back and that he is grabbing, when he lets go and it pans to that chair, his fingers are just etched into there, and they are just indented with his fingers. So obviously this is going to be a huge major story arc for Gotham. Afterwards, guys, we do get a little bit more of the Oswald-Nygma relationship. Oswald and Nygma is getting very weird. They're at a children's hospital or something, and Oswald's trying to talk to this one boy, saying he's outcast pretty much. He's very unsocial with the other kids. And Oswald pretty much tells him, you never are going to know what these people think of you unless you go out there and you try. But he always says he also says one other thing to this young boy. If they do not accept you, when they have their backs turned, you can always push them down the stairs. So you see that true part of Oswald. He's not letting go. Just because he's married doesn't mean anything. He is holding on to his true evil villain roots. And the young boy gets this evil smile, goes over and runs over to the kids. We don't know what happens, obviously, because it's not a big major focus point. Oswald tries to build the courts to tell Ed something, tell him about his love and pronounce his love for Edward Nygma. But he obviously does not do it still. Next, we get Vale, who has been kidnapped, obviously leading back to the two great loves of Gordon, along with Lee Tompkins. Basically, they're chained up in a bathroom, and it actually is at Tompkins' apartment. And Vale is trying to interview Tompkins, trying to get her to tell her everything about this blood from Alice. And they're chained up to the bathroom. They're not going anywhere. And Vale is pushing and pushing and pushing. Finally, she is able to get a little bit of information from Tompkins because Vale knows how to pick locks. So they kind of exchange that service right then and there. After that, Tetch throws a party. Gordon obviously comes in, but beforehand, Gordon talked to Falcone's son, who is engaged to Tompkins right now, and they're trying to work together because he's the only one who can really help him at this point in time. So we get to the point where Tompkins' fiance is downstairs, and he gets one of the guns out of the basement apartment, or the house what they're living at. And basically Gordon's upstairs trying to distract Hatter and trying to distract the goons and all this other stuff. And Hatter is pushing and pushing and pushing. Tetch is not letting him go because he does not want to just go after Gordon. He wants to make Gordon suffer. He wants to play these mind games with Gordon. And that's exactly what he's doing, ladies and gentlemen. It's to the point then where everything's going on, and they're about to end the climax of that scene, and then you see Falcone's son come up, and he's got a gun pointed at Tetch's goons, as Tetch has the other gun on the ground, or on his holster right now. And basically, Gordon has to choose, who he wants to kill and stuff. And at this point in time, Tetch reveals, he knows about that gun. He knew that Falcone's son was going to come in there and take it, so he emptied it and put dummies in there. Nothing's going to hurt him. At this point, the goons take Falcone's son to the basement, or not to the basement, to the bathroom, and they shack him up with one of the shingles that is basically on the ground from when the girls were in the bathroom tied up too. Afterwards, guys, Gordon uses Alice at this point in time to get at Tetch, just really drive him crazy, drive him mad, get him so wound up and angry he doesn't know what he's doing. And in doing this, it works. But Tetch is getting very smart. He says, no, Gordon, you are trying to get me so riled up that I'm going to forget about these girls. I'm going to go straight after you. You're who I want to go after. But no. I want to make you suffer. I want to make you feel pain like you made me feel. And that's why he's going after him. So basically he tells him, Gordon, choose Tompkins or Vale. Who do you want me to kill? Who don't you love? Obviously, Gordon says Tompkins, shoot Lee. But when he says that, you can tell that he knows Jervis is going to shoot the other person who Gordon does not say. He truly has feelings for Lee Tompkins still. And when that Tetch hears that, he does just that. He shoots Vale right in the stomach. She starts bleeding immensely. They are able at the end of the episode to get her to a hospital and save her life, which is really, really good. And you see Tompkins and Gordon sitting down in the lobby. They're having a little heart-to-heart. But we're going to find out what happens as the season progresses, obviously. We know Vale's okay. Valerie Vale. And then at the very end, the biggest part right here for me is Nygma is supposed to have a dinner with Oswald. He said, I'll bring the wine. I'll bring the wine, Oswald. Don't worry about that. You just worry about dinner. He's at this wine shop, or this gas station that has all this wine, and he sees a female. This female is an exact doppelganger for Kristen Kringle, who Nygma had killed in season 2, I believe. And basically, he says, Miss Kringle. And she's like, no, it's not my name at all. Basically, we don't know very much about her. But the two strike this conversation up. And she does something that's very, very peculiar, I should say, and Edward catches it. She tells him a riddle, and his eyes light up. It's Christmas morning for him. Has Mr. Nygma found his next true love, or has Mr. Nygma found his next true victim? We're going to find out as the season progresses. But guys, that's basically it. Next week, we're going to get a look at the Red Queen. Obviously, it's going to be a story arc for the Red Queen now, sticking with Jervis Tetch, Mad Hatter storyline from the comics and everything. But episode, I thought it was really good. I wasn't the best episode we've gotten so far. It definitely delves in more to the Jervis Tetch Mad Hatter storyline. But the relationship between Oswald and Nigma, totally mind-blowing. I'm not sure how I really feel about it. What I foresee the characters progress into is something's going to happen where this is just going to drive Oswald to further on to get him to the Penguin that we all know now in the Batman universe. So guys, let me know down in the comments what you think of this episode. Make sure to like this video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We got more great content that's going to be coming out weekly. And if there's anything else you guys want to see, make sure to drop that down in the comments. Guys, till next time, stay ready for Gotham because we're going to be heading into episode 7 next Monday. See you then, guys.